Joining us now is Republican Colorado Congressman Ken Buck, who has not left for the break. So you're still in town. Congressman, you did not favor expulsion before. Do you now with this ethics report?
I do. I'm hoping that George does the right thing and resigns and leaves Congress. The Thanksgiving break is a great time to do that, clean out his office. But I did not vote in the past to expel George because I didn't believe there was due process. He had been charged criminally with felonies, very serious matters, but he had not been found guilty. And so the Ethics Committee really, I think, gave him the opportunity. He did not avail himself of that opportunity. The Ethics Committee found that he did not cooperate with the investigation, and I think he's been given the fair due process now. And
if he does not resign within a reasonable amount of time, Thanksgiving, as you point out, would be a good time, or over the other holidays, would you then favor the resolution for expulsion?
I would favor it, and I believe that Speaker Johnson will bring it sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
And speaking of Speaker Johnson, he has now basically gotten an identical vote in terms of how many Democrats are voting for a continuing resolution without deep budget cuts. It's basically a clean, what they would call a clean bill, not Israel funding, not Ukraine funding, so nothing from the supplemental, not border money. But is he at risk? Why isn't he at risk the way McCarthy was? McCarthy was basically lost his job by going to Democrats to, keep the government open.
Right. I think there's a big difference between where Kevin McCarthy was when he was vacated and where Speaker Johnson is right now.
What's the difference?
Well, Kevin McCarthy started with a clean slate. He started in January. He did not bring the appropriations bills to the floor in May, June, 1 in July. There was no time by the end of September to pass those bills. So Mike has inherited a mess right now and is trying to clean up that mess and needs to do it in a bipartisan way.
And what about what happened the other day on the Hill? There were charges from one congressman that he was pushed by Speaker McCarthy. They were mixing it up. I mean, what about congressional behavior and the so-called dignity of the United States Congress?
Yeah, the civility is gone. We were there 10 weeks in a row, and I think people really, this Thanksgiving break is well timed. People had reached the end of their rope, so to speak, and I think that the joy of going home and realizing all that we have to be thankful for and being with family and friends and in our community will be really helpful to come back and get a lot of work done.
But can I just say, we expect children in kindergarten to behave better than that.
Yes.
Congress members aren't prisoners during a session. They get to go home on weekends. They have a lot of perks. You would expect better behavior.
I do expect better behavior. I think what Kevin did was, I don't know if he thought it was a joke. I don't know why he did that. Obviously, he has police protection. Tim Burchett doesn't have police protection. That was just a bizarre activity. And then Senator Markwayne Mullin in the Senate standing up and challenging a witness to a fight was just nonsense. And there have been other things, just uncivil rhetoric among different people, and it's unfortunate. But I do think that the tension will decrease when we get back from the Thanksgiving break.